What's going on, guys? And welcome back to Footy with an Edge. Ruben Amorim has been sacked. I can't even sleep for like 3 hours, bro. It's 5:42 in the morning. I got a call from Rishi at 5:30. I'm like, I'm sleeping. Why is he calling? Thank God I had my vibrate on the phone. And Ruben Amorim's been sacked. I can't believe it. Seriously, I can't believe it. What the hell is this club doing? What the hell are we doing? And look at my face, dude. This is the face of somebody that can't believe it. RZNYT21. I know you're watching in Malaysia, bro. It's a much better time for you. Ruben Amorim has been sacked. We've pressed the reset button. Everybody has panicked. There's no adults at the club. We're done. We're finished, guys. It's finished. Please smash the like button, guys. It's 5, not even 6 in the morning. I've come live because this is one of those moments that I'm gonna remember for a long time, for sure. Um, and I don't know how to react to this. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I'm absolutely gutted, guys. Absolutely gutted. I'm just telling you guys right now, if you're trying to join the studio, I'm not going to take anybody on for a little bit. I just want myself and Rishi to react to this. So please be patient because we're still trying to process this. There's a lot of information that needs to come out. And Ineos out. Let me just say that. Ineos, get out of my club. Somehow you guys have come in and found a way to be worse than the Glazers. The Glazers had at least some idea to give the amount of money to managers for like 2 seasons before they decided to sack a coach. And guys, whoever's trying to come into the studio, I'm telling you right now, I'm not taking anybody right now. Okay? Just FYI. But we're done. We're finished as a club. There's no chance for us to come back from something like this. Semix, it's 2:30 in the morning for Semix, guys. It's worse than mine. Okay, at least it's like 6 in the morning. You know, maybe some people get up this early, but I'm on 3 hours of sleep. I can't expect Semix to wake up right now. But he's been sacked. Yeah, I have not slept. I've slept for 3 hours. So please drop a like on the stream. Guys. Rishikesh says this channel deserves a better club. Yeah, thanks, bro. I mean, what am I supposed to say? Like, seriously, though, I have spent so much time and effort on trying to figure out what we can do to help figure out a way that Ruben Amorim can actually work. And to think that, imagine if we had beaten Villa, if we had gotten some results, then this guy just stays. But like, this is what we're dealing with, guys. I mean, I don't know what to say, man. Richie,
Um, yeah, Andy, I need certain clearances from you first.
yeah.
When we were on the phone before you went live, you said you need to calm down because I've just had 3 hours of sleep. So just bring your energy down. And now I want to ask you, should I be like relaxed or should I?
Oh, you do your thing, bro. You do your thing. I was just like, I'm waking up. You're giving me 6 pieces of information per second. You know, that's why I was like, just
You didn't even know that Fletcher was in charge till the end of the season.
yeah. No, you told me, but like you were like, oh, let's do this, let's do. I was like, just give me some time to wake up. That was my point. So you can do what you want. Now we're live.
I Andy,
We've got
I
a
think
super chat.
this.
Hold on. I've never been so angry at a sacking. I hope he finished seventh, so Wilcox and Co get sacked, and then maybe we can do a proper rebuild. And maybe then we can do a proper rebuild this time, gutted. And Tokyo Musing says, "Did you not see? Won't even get permanent manager until the summer. We will not get Europe. We won't get elite signings. We're done. Who will believe the project now? Nobody will believe the manager out there. We are done. Ineos out." Yeah,
I
dude.
just want
I
to
mean,
ask a few questions, dude, because they're saying that the official
hold on.
statements here, and I'm just
I got another super chat. I'm sorry. Ayush
no,
Verma
no,
said,
go for it, go for it.
"This is the most. Just have. Can you have a YouTube window open on your phone or something so you're also aware? Because I might be sleepy. Just get your iPad, whatever you want."
Yeah, yeah, I'm just starting up my computer.
This is the most hopeless I've ever felt for our club, and he also the same cancer as Glazers, just a different shade. Every performance indicator shows progress, and they sacked him because they couldn't look beyond the media narrative. Fuck off, basically. I don't know what
Yeah.
to say. I really don't know what to say, guys. Thank you for the super chat, Ayush, and everybody that's joined us. It's not even 6 in the morning. I'm on 3 hours of sleep, so I apologize if this is a bit much or a bit less in terms of reactions, but I'm trying my best here. Rishi, take us through it, man.
So I just want to address Ayush's point here. First of all, thanks, Ayush. You're a valuable member of the community, and thanks for your super chat. You said they couldn't look beyond the media narrative. F off. I just want to offer a correction. The problem is not they couldn't look beyond the media narrative. These people create the media narrative. We saw it with the leaks of the WhatsApp group, right? Who sent those out? It was these guys. That was all a prelude to getting Amorim sacked. And because we saw an outburst yesterday from Amorim, does not mean that this hadn't been bubbling for a long time. This has been going on under the surface for a long time. All of these Ineos apologists who have been coming out, and you've seen the narrative, right, on social media, people going at Amorim, spreading false narratives. It's all that media narrative has been controlled by Ineos. And it is not because, oh, they were fooled by the media narrative. Dude, it's clear they didn't want to spend the money. There was a problem between these three people on the top, Barada, Wilcox, and Amorim, right? He wanted certain signings, he wanted certain assurances about his role at the club. It looks like he was given those assurances because I don't think Ruben Amorim is the kind of guy who will leave a sporting team in the middle of the season to come and be the head coach and just be restricted to coaching the team. He would have been told that we'll consult you for signings, and you'll have an equal say. And I think Sir Jim has even said that it's a transfer committee and everyone listens to each other, right? It's decision by committee. So they have decided to not spend the money. They have decided to not back this guy, and they have decided to back that limp dick Cuckmeister General Jason Wilcox, who I don't know what the hell business he has here, right? I don't know what business he has in this club. They've decided to back him. He was respectful enough. He didn't train his guns on Omar Barada or Jim Ratcliffe, right? He spoke about Jason Wilcox and he spoke about this fellow, Vivel. He said the
Rishi,
scouting team and the sporting director.
your window open or something? There's like background noise.
Yeah, even the Crows are not happy about this decision by Ineos. Uh, so I just want to say that this is the same cycle repeating over and over and over and over again. You did not hire like Amarim was. He's the most in your face guy there can be. What he is present on the surface. He's not duplicitous like Wilcox and Barada and Vivel are. He's not duplicitous like Jim Ratcliffe. He told you that he's a 3-4-3 manager. And all for example, this thing that they said about uh, they'll need a lot of money to buy players who can play his system. Dude, what does he need to play his system? He needs agile, mobile midfielders who are strong and capable with the ball. and he needs ball playing centre backs. That's every modern manager. You think if Glasner comes here, he's going to say, no, no, give me a brick wall at the back, give Maguire a 3-year contract. He's going to ask for fast players. He's going to ask for people who are capable on the ball. If you hire the Bournemouth coach Iraola, he's going to say the same thing. Dude, if you hire bloody Javi, by the way, these guys are never going to hire Javi. So all these Javi in merchants, right? You better calm down. Javi wants to be manager. He's not going to settle for this head coach nonsense. He's not going to settle for this nonsense. And he's going to say that I've seen what you did to the previous guy. I want certain assurances in writing. So what's going to happen is these guys. By the way, it's not even going to be Iraola at the beginning of next season. You know who they're going to hire, right? They're going to pluck out bloody Kieran. They're going to pick out Kieran McKenna.
Yeah.
He was their first choice when Ipswich first came to the Premier League in the 24 season. He was their first choice to replace him.
Rishi, hold on. Somebody says in the chat, Menu wins.
Can you sit here and guarantee me that Rashford won't make a comeback? That they won't ask the next manager, do you think you can get a tune out of Rashford?
No.
I don't think that's
I think
possible.
there's a chance they keep Onana. Like, I don't know anything about this club anymore.
I think anyone who comes in, right, is not a serious manager, because if they're willing to work
talk about how Ineos looked at what Chelsea did with Maresca and said, hold my beer?
Yeah. So stupid, dude. It is so stupid. They're coming out and saying that.
Dude, one day they couldn't sit there. I wish I could say I feel bad for Ruben Amorim, but this is good for him. This is like clean rip of the Band-Aid. He doesn't have to deal with this bullshit anymore. You know how long he's had to sit there, defend himself, defend his ideals, defend all of this? Yeah. I'm surprised he's lasted this long.
Yeah. By the way, all these people who hired him, not a single person came out and defended him. You had to depend on the big dog to come out and, give his assurances. What are these people doing, dude? Barada hired him. He should have come out and given a statement, right? How many interviews have these people done? Jason Wilcox sat there with his legs crossed like a bloody woman. Bloody limp dick cuckmaster general. And he sat there and said, oh, I really hope we get the chance to bring this club back to its glory days. Motherfucker, you need to get out of here first. You need to get the hell out of here. What are your qualifications, dude? You were director of football at Southampton in the championship. And you're coming out here and deciding that we are going to set the stage for the coach. We are going to decide who the players are. And all these people who are saying that, yes, this is the right structure because this is the modern structure, because we need to ensure that there is a smooth transition every time a coach is kicked out. Guys, if you do your job right, hold on. If you do your job right, there is no need for a bloody transition. Look at Arsenal. He's giving the owners exactly what they want. They don't care about a trophy. They want to keep him there. He's a guarantee for a top 4 finish over the next 5 years. If Arteta wants to stay, even if they don't win, even if he bottles it this season, they're going to keep him on. That's what that process gets you.
Yeah.
They made him manager in the first 8 months.
Can I just read the super chat, please?
Yeah. Go for
it. Do you have your phone up or your iPad up? Because I don't want to interrupt your thought. Once you see the super chat, then you can also potentially read it out, right?
Yeah, go for it.
I hope that all the fans, the ex-players, and the pundits who are all bark and no substance are really happy for setting us back another 3 years. For fuck's sake. I really don't know what to say, man. Have we messaged Shant just in the off case? He wakes up.
I did message him. I don't know if he's up.
Yeah.
Or up for it. Because I believe it's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, an hour and a half behind, like 13 and a half hours behind me. So it must be 3 a.m. there. So Neptune, Ash, I just want to go through your super chat again. I hope that all the fans, the ex-players and the pundits who are all back in no substance are really happy for setting us back another 3 years. The ex-players love this. Gary Neville loves this because he gets to play the man of the people again, like the fallen hero. Oh, this club has gone through this cycle again and again. Oh, they've repeated those same mistakes over and over again. He gets to like show all the faces, right? Like a good actor requires a BT role, right? So he's going to get all of those emotions. He's going to process all these emotions. He's going to pretend to be like a hardcore fan. He's going to pretend like he's hurt as much as us by this whole saga. But he knows what he has to do. He's going to be hurt for Amorim. He's going to say that they should have backed him more, or even if when they hired him, they should have been more careful, right? Or once you hire the guy, you should have given him the resources. And then he's going to say that, oh, now Fletcher's coming in. Let's see, he's done well with the academy, and he says that now it's just about getting through the season. And once the transfer window comes, or once it's over, you're going to say, oh, they can't buy any players. By the way, there are no signings coming in January, because why the hell would you buy anyone for an interim, right? You're going to wait till you hire the next coach, and then you're going to spend money for him, and then it's going to be the World Cup. You're going to say that there's no value in the market right now because everyone is waiting for the World Cup to end to buy players. And he's going to go there and say that, oh, now then he's going to get to be the butthurt fan, and he's going to say that why have these people not backed the new manager? It's the same cycle repeating again.
Can
So
I
he's
just
going to, yeah,
can I just interrupt you? I'm watching Rio Presents. They had a live show planned for this. Not for this, but they were doing some other live show, and they found out the news, so they pivoted. And hold on. My wife just texted me saying, "Are you sleeping on stream?" I was just looking down at my phone. Because her sleep is ruined too, guys. Shout out to my wife, by the way. She's so supportive, man. But yeah, like genuinely, guys, I'm looking at this. Everybody seems shocked. I don't think insiders, outsiders, anybody had saw this coming, right? Um, like usually somebody like Rio Ferdinand might have like a wink and a gesture from somebody within the club that this is coming.
yeah.
Even someone like Goldbridge, like he usually gets the links, and it's done, guys. So the
So
crazy thing
apparently
is,
Goldbridge,
hold on, Rishi, come on. Let me just finish my thought. I know we're all excited. I can't. I don't have the energy to interrupt you and get past it. Just give me 2 seconds. Um, our season is finished, right? Let me just get the full reaction out. Season's finished. We might finish 15th again, right? I have no doubt the players are going to try their best because a lot of the quote unquote toxic players are gone already, right? I'm sure the players might have been briefed like 15 minutes before this happened, as is general policy. Maybe they were already at training or whatever, right? When he got sacked. And I just don't see how this project, how this management, how anything moves forward, because there wasn't even a chance for cooler heads to prevail. And this looks like, by the way, that Ineos, Sir Jim, was the one that got pissed and made this decision, right? Like, this doesn't happen without Sir Jim's blessing. This doesn't happen without the Glazers' blessing. And the MUFC stock must be up in pre-trading, right? Let me just see. It's down on the pre just by a tiny bit on the pre-market. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to make in terms of heads or tails of this. For me, this just seems, you know, like any positivity we had towards Sir Jim or Wilcox or anybody else in terms of making decisions is completely gone. Like, our club is in a worse place than it was when the Glazers were here and managing things by themselves. Because I don't even see how we're going to get into the top four anymore. I think Brighton have a better chance. I think Villa consistently have a better chance. Um, all the other clubs that we fight with, Newcastle are in a better place, right? I think even Brentford might be better run than United. And that's the place we've been in. And Rishi, I think I'm not trying to upset everybody that's watching, but there's a chance we may never in our lifetime be at the top again, right? We may never see this club succeed. And we can sit here and say, like, whatever, 10 years from now, took Liverpool 30 years. Glazers are never going to sell, bro. They might have their kids own the club. We have a super chat here from Timothy Vantapeka. He says, fucking disgrace. That's all I have to say. Yeah. I mean, what can I say, guys? I've been sitting here as a standalone fan. Has anyone backed Amorim more than I have? I mean, I must be at least in the top 1%, if not beyond that. So what am I supposed to make of this, right? I can't figure it out. And since you guys are all here, man, I'm just gonna fuck it, because what are we waiting for? What else is left for the rest of the season? I'm just gonna gift 5 memberships to everybody that's watching, just as a thank you for being here at this time and helping me process this, because I don't know really what I can do other than just doing this right now. So I'm gonna gift you guys memberships. Whoever gets it, please go check out the members content. I just gifted. Let's see, we got 5 memberships going to Chet 8413, Knife TK 2884, Prale Das, Curator, and Jacob Bollison. So welcome to the members club, guys. Just
Jacob
some
Allison, bro.
memberships for you guys.
You really are sleepy.
Huh?
It's Jacob Allison, not Jacob Bollison.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'm sure he doesn't mind. But yeah, welcome to the members club, guys. But Jesus, like, we are so finished as a club.
Andy, can I just interrupt for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
There's a Liverpool fan who's part of our community, Red Rebellion LFC. He's also a member of the channel, one of the people who was gifted a membership on a previous live.
Yeah.
He's put up an interesting chat. He says, "We have won the league twice in 5 years now. Our owners want success and don't play chop and change the manager merry-go-round, lol." Absolutely true. First time I find myself agreeing with a Liverpool fan.
No, I'll go a step further, dude. Like, Slot was probably close to the sack. Dude, Salah said worse stuff and didn't get sacked as a player.
Yeah.
Rishikesh says, I'll be hate watching my club if the ownership continues. What do you mean if, bro? What do you mean if? The ownership is going to continue? The ownership doesn't get sacked. That's the benefit of having billions of dollars. You don't get sacked, right? They say, if you guys have watched the show Billions, great show, by the way, at least for the first 5 seasons. He said, what's the point of having fuck you if you can't say fuck you? Like, fuck you money if you can't say fuck you, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, this is what this is what these people do. It's about ego. And Rishi, do you think these guys are gonna wake up like a couple of days, couple of weeks from now and say, what a stupid mistake we made?
No,
Or
absolutely not.
you
And
don't think so?
they're
You
not
don't think
gonna.
this is
No, no.
hold on, you don't think, because this is yesterday, the press conference, okay, it was pretty early because the game should have ended like 2 p.m. UK time or 3 p.m. UK time, right? And I don't understand within a day for them to sit there and be like, this guy is not good enough for us. He's done. We need to sack him. Like, how does that make sense?
But that's the thing, dude. I think a
Oh,
lot of
by the
shit
way, do
went
you think
down
Southgate
behind
could
the.
come in? Somebody just said Southgate comes in.
In the summer, maybe I don't know anymore. Like
Even
you
earlier,
could
dude. They're
speculate.
just saying now, right? The information they're putting out is just like some sort of succession plan.
Interim, right, right,
Yeah.
right. No, I know what you mean. I don't know what that means for our future transfer profiles and stuff in terms of the caliber of players that will be willing to come, because the England team didn't choose to play for Southgate, right? Like they had no choice; they had to play for Southgate because they're English. I don't know which self-respecting player is going to come in for Southgate or even Fletcher for that matter, right? The best we can do is the Harry Wilsons and the Harrison Reeds, who, by the way, I think could still do a job the state that our squad is in right now. Uh, See, dude, I'll tell you what. I These guys are not going to regret what they did. They're not even going to think that they regret it. This has been going. They've planned this for a long time. Because look at the way these people are, right? Jason Wilcox, Omar Barada, the way they are as people. They are very, operating in the shadows. We'll stay in the background. We won't talk to the press because that's considered low grade, right? Like there is a sort of aristocratic belief that, oh, why should I address the plebs? These people are exactly like that. Ed Woodward was the same. Richard Arnold was the same. Right? John Murtaugh was the same.
Shaunuk
And there is
says,
this.
hold on, Rishi. Shaunuk says, I just want to point out that we have willingly wasted 2 seasons under this ownership. Any financial trouble is self-inflicted. I wonder what Brian Mbumo and Mateus Cunha think about signing the contract in the summer now. And I also wonder what Ahmad and Mazraoui are thinking away at AFCON, right? Because these guys have left for a tournament that historically crazy shit happens. And somehow crazier shit has happened back home, right? Like these guys, all the players are panicked calling each other. Like the Burnley game is going to be a freaking counterattacking snooze fest. For the
Yeah.
rest of the season, we're going to see counterattacking. By the end of the season, we could see, respectfully, some fans dumb enough to be like, oh, look, we got better after Amorim left, right? Because we play counterattacking football. Like, remember when Ollie got sacked, we had like decent results under Carrick. I think, didn't we beat like Chelsea or something, if I
We
remember
drew against
correctly?
Chelsea. We beat Arsenal 3-2.
Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, there's some people saying bring Solskjaer back. I mean,
Come on, dude. I
listen,
mean,
listen, guys. I'm just saying, first of all, it's not nice to speak ill of the dead. So let's have a mourning period for Ruben Amorim before you start talking shit. For all of you guys that are excited that he's sacked, man, like, come on, like what?
by the way, Ayush has put out an interesting chat. He says, we are losing Bruno in the summer. No way he doesn't walk after this. Yeah, two birds with one stone, bro.
Oh,
Two birds
100%,
with
dude.
one stone.
Everybody, but
Yeah.
like right now, nothing is sacred. Like these guys would sell their mother. Like, what's the point about Bruno? Ineos would sell their mother down the line. You know, if it meant protecting their ego or whatever the hell this is. And I haven't even read the official reason for what they said. Can we go through this? So hold on. Annie Root says, I had joy growing up with my favorite team winning everything. I don't need this bullshit in my adulthood. I've enough problems to deal with after this.
Brother, best of luck with that, brother. I've done that 3 or 4 times, and this asshole
Mm.
of an ownership knows exactly how to push my buttons. I was out. I was out after Oli lost that Europa League final, bro. I was out for that entire summer, and then on the 28th of August, these guys announced that Ronaldo's coming back. And I remember I had so much excitement. At 10:30 in the night, I got out of the house. I called Andy. I roamed all around the city. I was just talking to him. I didn't even wear comfortable shoes, bro. I had like scabs on my feet because I wore like Crocs and shit. So this club knows how to push your buttons, dude. They're gonna reel you in again. Trust me. They're gonna put 120 million Elliot Anderson bid. I'm not even kidding you. In the summer, they're gonna pull shit like this because Joel Glazer is gonna pull them aside and say, "Guys, I know we're in a tough spot. Here's a
No,
little trick
Rishi,
from my black
can I
book."
tell you something worse? Can I tell you something worse? How am I coming up with the worst shouts like what's it called? More extreme shouts. I think they're gonna put in a big bid now after he leaves.
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna do because they're gonna, dude. You think this is bad? I woke up with 3 hours of sleep. Usually I don't do this, right? Like Rishi was telling me yesterday, like, oh, dude, can you get up at around this time? Like, maybe we should do a stream. Like, is it possible? I was like, no way, dude. I don't want to ruin my sleep. In fact, well, I have a date night planned like later in the day today with the wife. Like we're going out for a nice dinner. Like we haven't done that in a while. And lo and behold, I'm up at freaking 5:30 in the morning to talk about this shit club pulling this shit. Alex Newen says, I'm gonna pray for our once great club. I can't wait for our relegation. He put the same super chat in twice, I think. Unless I'm seeing
No, I
things.
think that was a chat. I think that was a chat from someone else also, or maybe it was Alex.
Okay, okay. But
Alex,
Alex,
oh yeah,
thank you for
he did put in two super chats. Yeah,
yeah,
he did put in two
thanks
super
for your
chats.
contribution, Alex. If you meant that by mistake, I hope you get a free membership because I'm
Yeah.
not trying to scam anybody. But yes, Plancock says, brother, focus on what? Hello, where I'm here at 6 in the morning, bro. How much more focus do you want? Red Rebellion says Ineos could literally bring you Southgate to replace Amorim. LOL. And this is the crazy thing, Rishi. All the nonsense we've talked about for I came back to YouTube on September 7th, 2025. Everything I've done is useless. Everything I've done, all the conversations we had about get Manu out of my club. Paul Scholes is an idiot. His son is an idiot. Like Aaron Scholes we're talking about, the guy who put up the
Yeah.
tweet. He
Yeah.
took his tweet away, by the way. Maybe he realized
No,
that he's
he
actually going to get
deleted
better. Yeah.
his account because I think people just went at him in the comments.
Well, I mean, anyways, Blue Dragon says, "I'm going to buy the club. Don't worry, guys." Okay, can I read the official
Yeah, read the
statement in
statement.
the
Read the
Athletic?
statement.
I'm going to
Yeah.
read the not the official statement, sorry, the news whatever the article posted by the Athletic. Ruben Amorim has been sacked by Man United. Portuguese's final game of his 14-month spell in charge was the 1-1 draw against Leeds on Sunday. That leaves him sixth in the Premier League after 20 matches. Former midfielder and current under-18s coach Darren Fletcher will take charge in the interim, with his first game being away at Burnley on Wednesday night. A permanent appointment is likely to wait until the summer. Decision has been arrived by the club's leadership team, including Omar Barada, Jason Wilcox, after a breakdown in relation behind the scenes. As per the terms in the deal Amorim signed, there's no clause present to enable a discounted exit, meaning United will have to pay up his contract in full. It was set to run until 2027 with the option of a further year. So at least Amorim gets his money. Like there's that.
You know
Right?
what else this means, right, Andy? We have a person making 150 grand a week who's not going to do contribute to this club at all. It's like having another deadwood player, in a time when we cannot
Oh,
afford to
it's
sign
gonna
other
screw us
players.
over, and like
Yeah,
financially, this is gonna put us in a worse position, right?
yeah.
Tsunami One LV says, "Look on the bright side. That's an easy championship win next year." Like genuinely, I think. Listen, like I said, 3 hours of sleep. Maybe I need to calm down and think about this again. But Ineos and the Glazers deserve us getting relegated because as much as it hurts us as fans, it's gonna f them over in terms of their finances and everything. And you know who is sitting there laughing the biggest laugh right now? It's Sheikh Jassim.
Dude, when an invisible dude is laughing at you, imagine how bad things are.
Yeah. Um. Anyways, following
By
the
the way,
Athletic story, a club statement officially announced Amram's departure, saying the decision had reluctantly been made because it's the right time to make a change to give the team the best opportunity of the highest possible Premier League finish. So they're also like kicking him out of the door, right? Because this is BS. Like, seriously,
yeah.
are you telling me this freaking Fletcher is gonna give you a higher chance of a better finish? No way.
I mean, what else are they going to say? They can't say anything else, right? That's the only face-saving excuse they have.
Yeah. And this makes absolutely no sense. But anyway, Tsunami, thanks for your super chat. Iftikhar says protest boycotts relegation only way out. I really don't know what to say. Hafetu says 14 million from millionaires is nothing. It's not about the millionaires thing, Hafetu. It's about the club, right? It's the club that's spending that money, and the club is under PSR issues. It's not Sir Jim that you look at when you look at squad cost ratios and all that. Let me see. The club would like to thank Ruben for his contribution to the club and wishes him well for the future. Yeah, my ass. Um,
Oh, by the way, the official statement from the club says Darren Fletcher will take charge of the team against Burnley on Wednesday. So he hasn't even been declared as interim manager. They might find someone, like they said,
where are you seeing the official statement? Is it on Twitter?
manunited.com. Yeah, it's on Twitter. But you can just, go to the Twitter
United.com.
account and It says with Manchester United sitting sixth in the Premier League, the club's leadership has reluctantly made the decision that it is the right time to make a change. This will give the team the best
Yeah,
opportunity
I'm
of the
looking at
highest
it right
possible.
now. I'm looking at it right now. Let me put it on screen as well. Hold on.
Andy, you know what the funny thing is? I was just going through some of the comments on our live yesterday, and I happened to see an encouraging post from one of our members, and I was replying that we are going to be on the board's case. We need to support this manager. And once I finished typing, I saw another comment in the refresh feed. It says that Amarim has been sacked, and I just went and checked. I was just stunned, dude. Like I think I'm still in shock. Like I'm not able to process the anger completely.
You're
Otherwise, you know
telling
how
me,
angry I
brother.
can get.
You're telling me like I don't even know what I'm doing here. Like this is crazy, bro. Like Ruben Amorim has departed his role as head coach of Man United. Ruben was appointed in 2024, led the team to a Europa League final. See, I should like we should like put out an honest version of this on one of our
Yeah.
Twitters, Rishi. If you wanna like in the background, send me one. Because the honest version of this is Ruben Amorim took a lot of shit to save our face for a year and a half. He
Yeah.
took the shit from the likes of face kicked in Jamie Carragher, from fucking Valencia clueless manager Gary Neville. And with United sitting sixth in the Premier League, the club's leadership has reluctantly made the decision that it's the right time to make a change. The sentence doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
This will give the team the best opportunity of the highest possible Premier League finish. Oh, Shant is here. Shant is here. Shant, if you want to hop on, bro, you're the exception. I had to get up at freaking 5:30 in the morning because Rishi called me. Anyways, Joylet Paul says this decision shows a severe lack of vision. It has been brewing for a few weeks at this point, going by the last few pressers. All the progress lost. I still can't believe it, man. I cannot believe it. Like I said, this is madness. D1134 says ex players are the enemy of the club. Sean says sorry, boys. No, I hear you, brother. Whenever we're live again, I guess we'll have a chat. But guys, we're watching Fletcher ball for the rest of the season. And
It
StreamYard
could
is
be worse, Andy. It
part
could
of the
be
game.
Southgate ball because they've just said he's in charge for Burnley.
Oh yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen. And I'm not kidding you. See, if he loses against Burnley, right? If he loses against Burnley, they're going to put out news that we are searching for a. They've still not made their minds up. They've said, let's see how these next few games go because they're willing to stomach a loss against City. They're willing to stomach a loss against Arsenal. If they win against Burnley, they're going to continue the charade for a bit. If they lose to Burnley, that's when you're going to hear murmurs of, oh, he's just the acting coach or the interim coach. You're going to get another person in, right? You're going to hear links to Javi. You're going to hear links to Zidane. God knows how long you're going to beat that dead horse because come on, dude, Zidane is never coming to United, and frankly, I don't even want him. He's not been a serious manager for the last 5 years. So forget Zidane, forget Javi because he's not coming into this shitstorm. They're going to go and pick a nice, obedient schoolboy who parts his hair from left to right. Bro, I won't be surprised if they get Scott Parker. I won't be surprised if they get Kieran McKenna. I won't be surprised with Carrick.
No,
They might
Kieran
say that
McKenna makes sense. Didn't they want Kieran McKenna
they
at
did,
one
they did.
point?
Yeah.
Richo Baman says we are Drawchester United this season, which is infuriating, but it's still miles ahead of the loose Chester United we were last season. Ineos have restarted the circus again. Love from Arunachal Pradesh. Very nice, bro.
Hey, brother
Yeah,
Arunachal, brother from the northeast of India. Thank you
yeah,
so much
very
for your
nice, bro.
support, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for your support. And yeah, brother. I mean, Sean says I have no words to be honest. I think that's because you just woke up, bro. It's not even 3:30 in the morning. This brother, by the way, I just want to say my two words for Sean. This brother is one of the hardest working mofos I know. I haven't even known him for that long. It's been like 2.5 months, and we spend almost every day talking, almost as much as Rishi and I do. And the only reason Rishi and I talk more than Shant and I is because I'm about to go to India in like 7 days. and we have some logistics to talk about, right? So Shant is one of the hardest working guys I know, and this guy wakes up at 4:30 in the morning. Yesterday when we were live, he pushed an update to the overlay before we went live because he wanted it to be good, right? Like there was a freaking alignment issue with one of the things that he wanted to do. He pushed it live, and then I realized the chats weren't coming up on screen. So he had to go fix that at 4:30 in the morning while watching United shit the bed against Leeds because we don't have anything on the bench. We don't have any quality in the team. Okay. So this is, I feel bad for you, Shant, as a fan, right? Like a word for somebody who's been following this club at odd hours at all times. Like what is it? I am already 5 hours behind UK time, which means he's 8 hours behind UK time, right? So like you're watching many games at crazy times. I think the 8 p.m. kickoffs, the weekday games are ones that are like chill for you, right? And then also all the other folks, man, the guys who are watching from freaking Malaysia and all that. This club is finished, guys. We're done. We have somehow found a way to find owners that are worse than the Glazers. And I'm actually sitting here wondering now, because somebody said like yesterday or 2 days ago, yeah, Sean says, as sad as it is, this is my Kobe's death moment. I'm beyond apathetic at this club.
Yeah, that was a dark moment,
Heavy,
dude. I loved
heavy
Kobe, dude.
words. Heavy words. And
Yeah.
it is a symbolic death, right? And Nubis Kubis says, hey, Malaysia here. Yeah, nice to see you, brother. But how could a club sack head coach in January? We're done. Sean says, I'll follow lower league club for the time being. Yeah. Maybe you can go follow Bayern Munich with Ed, bro.
You know what's damning, dude? These bloody Hollywood FC clowns who are running Wrexham, clowns for the proper British people who think that actors and Americans don't know how to
Yeah,
run a
yeah, yeah,
football
yeah.
club. They've supported their club even more than Glazers and Sir Jim have.
Oh, they've done the marketing better. And you know how Ed Woodward used to be called the good business guy? They've done better business dealings.
Yeah, they've got
Um,
better sponsors. They have also backed the manager a lot more, right? They,
Saravanan
through the
Linkeshwar
tough
says,
periods.
Andy, recommend a new club for us to follow. Brother, I need Sean says FC United. Yeah, hashtag United, guys. Go follow hashtag. I think you know what? Why don't all of us just start a FC 26 Pro clubs and I'll just start streaming FIFA now. Like I don't I don't know what to do, bro. Oh, we're so finished, man. We're so finished.
Kelvin Ogachi asks, is Rashford going to be back? We don't know, dude. We don't know. It's a possibility.
At this point, Onana could play in our midfield.
Dude, there's a crazier shout. They might decide to extend, give if Southgate comes in, hello Maguire 2-year contract extension on £250,000 a week. You might see Sancho being given another 1-year extension because that thing is still in play, dude. The amount of Fletcher's kids are starting a game soon, sometime. I don't know
Oh yeah,
when,
Sean
but
says, make no mistake, this is the absolute worst outcome.
for this club, yeah, dude, we all are in agreement. That's the
Oh
reason
yeah, yeah.
Andy's woken up at like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. or
Yeah,
is it
ruined my
6:15
sleep,
now?
brother. I mean, I
Yeah.
just I have no faith in Ineos making any decision. I I think I finally realized what it's like to be some of the other creators that are always negative. I
Oh,
think I think I can
come on.
I finally no, because now I'm gonna be negative about anything Ineos does. So maybe, Saeed had a bad personal interaction with Ruben Amorim at some point outside the first time he came in, Saeed was like a, young kid trying to shake his hand and he's like, get the fuck out of my face or something. Because that's how I feel right now with Ineos. Ineos seems like, if you have like you aspire up to somebody, and let's say Ineos is the entity that you grow up looking up to, and then you meet them in person and they're like they give you the worst experience of your life.
Yeah.
And you're just so scarred that your whole life's mission now is to be like, how do I ruin this guy's name? And I'm just done. Like I can't believe we're here talking about this, dude. We've been live for like 40 minutes now. You took yourself off camera, but you didn't
Yeah,
mute
yeah, I'm just
yourself.
getting my I'm just getting my thing sorted here. Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Phone's running out of juice. I
Just
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm here.
you can mute yourself. I'll talk. It's okay.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, okay. But yeah, guys, if you're just joining, Ruben Amorim has been sacked. Darren Fletcher is going to take charge against Burnley. We have no future at this club. As fans, the fans have been sacked. By the way,
Yeah.
We're all finished.
Yeah.
There's seriously, I'm serious, guys. Like, does anyone have a Netflix show recommendation? Like, new show? I just watched Wake Up Dead Man, which was the third movie in the Knives Out
How did you find
installment.
it?
It was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah.
It was a really good film.
Yeah.
It didn't quite. It still hasn't hit the highs of the first one.
Oh yeah.
The first one is my all-time favorite movie, by the way. So
Yeah.
maybe you guys
I
can tell
like
me
this
what you
better
want.
than the second one, though. I like this one better than the second one.
Oh, dude, second one was garbage, bro. Come on. I was so disappointed. I wanted to break my TV. And yeah, it was bad. The second one was just trolling. Like it was a movie that wasn't taking itself seriously. I think the direction they went in was also not fun. But listen, we have a bigger tragedy than insert tragedy here. At our club. Watch Peachmaker. I don't think that's the type
I
of
think he means Peacemaker, the
yeah,
John Cena show.
I can't talk about that type of content, bro. Not on this channel.
You got to be fans of something else
Yeah,
to watch
exactly.
that kind of a show.
You
But
could maybe even say you need to only be fans of
yeah,
Peachmakers.
I have a comment here by MTN Only Football. He asks, did they sack him because of the word "I'm the manager" or for the results? And do you want to take this?
Hold on 1 second.
So I think that he got fired because he pointed the finger at the higher ups because he said two words, the scouting team and sporting director. That's the reason he got fired. If he had said that I'm the manager or look at the results, if he was trying to back himself up, they wouldn't have done anything about it. Or I actually think he was in the process of getting fired, looking at the way the atmosphere was around the club, the news that was being leaked out, the WhatsApp chat, right? That was the first like alarm bell for me because when these kind of things start coming out that the club are considering, requesting him to change the style of play, there's a lot of pressure on him, and this has been happening for the last month, right? And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that serious things have happened behind the scenes. Wilcox must have said stuff like, "I'm the captain now," or uh, I'm the footballing director, and you got to listen to me. Something like that has gone down. Otherwise, there's no reason for Amarim to come out and say those things which he said, right?
No, he felt like his honor was insulted
Yeah,
as a man. And like
yeah.
I said, we've
It's
said this
absolutely
before.
stuff. Yeah,
He's an honorable man,
yeah,
right? He's somebody that is principled. And Art says this is so stupid. Mentor Leaker says, who is going to replace him? LOL. I'm not Amramat, but his statements were a dead man walking. No, I hear you, Sean, but the point is, dude, like, listen, Slot wasn't saying the things that Amram is saying. But why would Slot be as upset as Amram? Slot was backed in the summer and he was still shit. So what the takeaway from this is that owners will sack you if you have like shit performance, but they'll sack you faster if you speak up against them, right?
yeah.
And he said he's a manager, not a coach. It wasn't even that bad, dude. Like it's more like this is petulance from Ineos. Swinging Left says, mate, you're appealing to emotions like always. Am I supposed to appeal to a cardboard box? What's your point? Trying to figure out what your point is, bro. I mean, probably not a United fan, just here for the fireworks. I get it. Art says, furthermore, we'll get no one this January. Art, what does it even mean to get somebody in January? Like, are we. Mourinho himself said, if you die being stubborn in your ideas, you're stupid. Bro, come on. Just, I'm gonna. This guy's gonna get a mute here. Hold on.
I just want to read something Chukwu said. Sorry if I'm not reading that name correctly. What have we done? Fuck this club, man. I'm done for the time being. Again, the players win. Brother, I don't think it's the players this time for a change. It's not the players. You could see that he was able to get a
No,
tune
but
out of the players
indirectly,
they
Rishi,
backed him.
indirectly, the players have won. Mainu has won. Mainu, they're popping champagne at Mainu's house.
Yeah, but I don't think this see. I think this ownership is not even about the players. They've made it clear that they're not going to bow down to the players, right? Because if this was under the Glazers, Menu would already have a 200 grand contract. These owners have made it clear that we want to draw a line and we are not going to entertain the players' shenanigans. So it's not the for a change. It's not the players. Like I don't care what Menu's doing at his house.
No, but
If he doesn't,
Rishi, they said they wanted to build the project around Mainu. They have said that they see a future for Mainu at this club. They have said these things, right? So maybe the
right?
players in general don't win, but who was the biggest issue to the culture this season? It was Mainu, right? There was no other player that's still here that's not on loan. Sangharsh Gaikwad says Barca fan here wishing good future for Man United. Yeah, brother. I mean,
Thanks, brother.
imagine Barcelona with the finances of that club and the position that they're in all the time in terms of bankrolling their own future to get their present fixed, and so much money wasted. We're in a worse position than even Barcelona at this point. Like, okay, at least their footballing side is usually pretty good, but like even in the background, like I don't think, what was the point of sacking all those lunch ladies, bro? Shaylin says these people in charge are not intelligent. Ineos need to go bankrupt and divest. Glazers need to be forced to sell. There will be no changes at this club without it. Guys, if Shaylin is saying that at 6:30 in the morning, that's basically all expletives. Okay. Shaylin is like calmer than me, and I'm usually like the calmest person in the room. Um, and Shaylin is saying that. So I don't know what to make of this, bro. I think we are so finished. We are so finished. As a club, I mean, we deserve all the banter. All the banter. I mean, there's nobody, I can't look anybody in the face and be like, yeah, you're wrong for saying that. I have nothing to say. Like, what all this is what's going to happen, Rishi. Every single United fan that's going into office today, or work, any water cooler conversation, they're getting bantered. So
This week is ruined, bro. At
this
least the week
decision,
is
no, hold
ruined.
on, Rishi, this decision, on the upside, at least now when I'm traveling with you in India, like I can be more chill, right? Because the club doesn't give an F about what they're doing. Like, the club is not taking this seriously, right? Now, on the flip side, I just want to think through why they might have been compelled to make this decision now, right? Just for a second. And this seems like, for Amorim to act the way he did in the press conference, imagine how bad the relationship must have turned behind the scenes. Because these are things that will come out, that will start leaking out now, right? In terms of yelling matches, screaming matches, like clear breakdown of relationship in front of players. Because they must have felt like, listen, the backlash we're gonna get from this is not worse than keeping him here, right? Because as much as we want to say they're freaking idiots, I'm just trying to contextualize what must have gone on. I'm not trying to give excuses, right? Sean says I'll actively be hate watching the club now. Amram outers will be jealous of the negativity I'll bring. um, Red Rebellion LFC says, if Chelsea only get Rosenior of all managers, who do you suppose Ineos are replacing Amorim with? Your club is a joke, irrespective if Amorim was the right guy or not. Yeah, but listen, Red Rebellion, I'm sure there are many days to take the piss out of fans, but if this happened to Liverpool, I have already made a video, man. Like, so I don't know what you're really expecting from me. I made a video a few weeks back saying that it was bad.
Andy, hold on. Sorry to interrupt, but Alex, our channel member, he's come in with news saying that James Ducker has just confirmed the decision was made before the Leeds game.
What?
Yeah.
Can you send me this?
He just put it in the chat, so I'm going to confirm it right now. But if Alex is saying it, it's pretty much true.
Alex Raha?
Alex Raha, yes. Rahario. Yeah, Alex Raha.
Oh my god. Wait, so the whole you're very smart thing was done after he probably realized he's getting sacked.
I don't know what to make of this, dude. This is so stupid. And see all these graphics, right, that people are feeding out. It's all choreographed and managed, by the way. There is a graphic on the Telegraph live blog, which is covering the Amorim sacking. It says Amorim 18th of the 22 managers who have taken charge of 50 or more games. Manchester United managers by win rate. Is there also a graphic showing how historically shit this squad has been? How chronically mismanaged this club has been? Where is that? Where is that graphic? Where's that graphic about Eric Ten Hag getting his cronies to sign players that are close to him so that he gets a cut of that money? Where's
Dude,
that real reportage?
there's no nuance, right? There's no nuance. Everybody's gonna feast on this news. We're the pantomime club. We're the club that is finished. We're the club that's a joke. And guys, this is the season this is the manager that beat Liverpool at Anfield for the first time in 10 years. And we decided to throw him at the club. It was Sam Wallace, apparently. Sam Wallace, Twitter. Yeah, okay, I found the tweet.
Yeah, it's still the Telegraph, so
I
it's not like
have
making
it on
stuff up.
screen here, Rishi. I have it on screen.
Yeah.
Ruben Amorim sacking decision made pre-LUFC after blow up and meeting on Friday with Jason Wilcox. Details now emerging of the swift collapse of coach and club relationship. Story here. Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. I mean, this is.
Can I quickly read Sagnik Sarkar's super chat here?
Yeah, if anyone thinks Ruben got sacked because of the results, then you're extremely naive. Wilcox needs to go. Glinios out. Yep, absolutely.
Why just Wilcox, bro? Barada needs to be on the chopping block too.
No,
He's the one who hired Amorim, right?
he said Glinios out, right?
Yeah, he said Wilcox needs to go. So I said not just Wilcox. I think you need to throw in a few more names there.
Oh yeah.
Bell needs to go. Barada needs to go.
So
The
Alex
owners need
Raha
to go.
says this explains why Jamie Jackson said what he said in the press conference.
Oh, that's the stuff that triggered Amorim. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not triggered Amorim. He said something that Amorim reacted to, and he probably knew that writing was on the wall. Right? He was just being coy about it, I guess. Dude, this is what I mean. I feel so stupid as a fan to ever believe anything this club says. Okay, let's
By the
read
way,
this.
let's read that.
Ruben Amorim has been sacked. Club made the decision before the draw with Leeds on Sunday after a meeting between Amorim and Wilcox. The director of football signaled to the club's hierarchy that the relationship was unsustainable. Okay. Who the F is this guy, bro? Okay, this is what the collision course thing. Wilcox had intended the meeting to be a positive look at the evolution of the team, but when the system was raised, Amorim's go-to 3-4-3 formation, the Portuguese coach blew up, according to sources. Okay, so this is what we were talking about, Rishi, 5 minutes ago, about the what's it called? The internal thing that was unsustainable, right? On a day-to-day basis, on an organizational level, they couldn't work with each other.
Yeah.
When he first arrived at United in November 2024, Amorim used the 3-4-3 formation because he thought the players needed clarity and direction. But more than 1 year on, there was a feeling at the club that Amorim needed to be more flexible. Club had expected Amorim's system to evolve as he got to know his squad and the English game. Players had been signed in the summer with a view of being able to play a range of positions and in different systems. The feeling at the club was that as soon as Amorim found himself under pressure, he went back to his favorite system, whether it was sustainable or not for the opposition. His angry reaction to Wilcox's observations indicated to the club's hierarchy that he had taken United as far as he could. Decision to sack Amorim was made by Omar Barada and Wilcox with the support of the board. Amorim was told the news by the pair at Carrington Training Ground on Monday morning. No long-term decisions have been reached on a permanent successor. The fourth former Sir Alex Ferguson player to take the team since the Scot retired in 2013. Who is this? Ryan Giggs, Michael Carrick, Ollie,
Rude,
and Darren Fletcher, right?
rude, rude,
Yeah.
rude, rude is also there.
Oh, so then this would be the fifth?
The fifth one, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking after the 1-1 draw with Leeds, Amorim repeatedly said that he wanted to be a manager, not a coach. It's now clear those comments were influenced by his meeting with Wilcox 2 days earlier.
So
Amorim 18
basically,
managers.
he heard Wilcox's feelings. That's why he's out of a job.
Yeah. But here's the thing, right? History will not look kindly upon Ruben Amorim's time because people forget things like nuance in the long run. But make no mistake, if we are at some point successful, because that's the thing with the club and with how sport works, right? You throw enough money at a problem, there's a chance you come out of it. Look at Chelsea, like they have been run like shit and they still won their Club World Cup, right? Champions of the world or whatever. And we have somehow managed to be more pantomime than what's it called? Than freaking Chelsea, bro. Seriously, Chelsea did this and they said, "Hold my beer." So I don't know how to feel about this because honestly, I'm gonna look at this. Hold on, I need to change the title of the stream now because apparently he was confirmed sacked before. Amorim sacked. Go on, Rishi. Continue the conversation.
I have Jim Ratcliffe's statement here from a few. Did I lose it? I had it. God damn, dude! Like things are moving so fast. I've lost mine. Oh yeah, I have Jim Ratcliffe's statements here. We have to be patient. We have a long-term plan. It isn't a light switch. You can't run a club like Manchester United on knee-jerk reactions to some journalist who goes off on one every week. Asked if Amorim would get until the end of season,
Sorry,
Ratcliffe
where is this
replied.
statement coming from? Can you give us some context?
So he had this. So I think Times Business sort of a podcast interview, whatever he did in October. So
He
these
hasn't
are
given a
comments from
statement
that.
now, though, right?
No, he hasn't. He hasn't.
Okay, the way you said it made it sound like he gave a statement.
No, so this is from back in October. And he says we have to be patient. We have a long-term plan. Asked if Amorim would get until the end of the season, Ratcliffe replied, "Amorim, he's a good guy." When it was suggested he had not answered the question, Ratcliffe added, "I would say Ruben, he needs to go and demonstrate that he's a great coach over 3 years, and he's still not backing him for 3 years." Then he was asked if that meant he would give Amorim 3 years. He says, "Yes, that's where I would be because football is not overnight. I remember the clamoring for Sir Alex Ferguson to be fired in his first 2 years." So, I mean, most expensive lip service ever. Billionaire telling you that he's going to get time. What's shocking for me is just guys look at the chronology. In India, there's a famous line mentioned by one of the politicians here. It goes like, "Aap chronology samjhiye." It means try to understand the chronology. These guys take over United, right? They're desperate to fire the coach, do a 100-day review. They don't have a director of football or a CEO in place for that. They have a temporary director. They have a temporary CEO, Jean-Claude Blanc. I'm not even sure he was in charge at that time. I think, yeah, I think they still had Murtaugh around for the first few days or months, right? So Brailsford was taking charge and he was doing the internal audit. After the 100 days where they were desperate to fire Ten Hag, they decided to keep Ten Hag on. Okay, that decision was made without Barada in the door and without Wilcox in the door. Sorry, without what's his face, without Ashworth in the door. Right. So they hired a manager. They kept the manager on before they brought in a director of football. Right. 4 months into the reign of the manager, 3 months into the reign like of Ten Hag, they fired him 3 months into the season. Right, in 24-25. Then they hired Ruben Amorim, who the director of football did not want. After hiring him, the second day that Amorim was in a job, Dan Ashworth takes a holiday. So Jim Ratcliffe loses his shit. He says, let's fire this guy because he's not adding anything. Right. And after that guy is fired, they hire another director of football who was already at the club as a technical director. Jason Wilcox is made director of football. And now he does not agree with what Amorim's doing. He does not agree with the style of play. So you have everything that's a hodgepodge. Nothing has been done in a proper hierarchical manner. There is no sense of structure here. And as we all know, Carragher's most famous words. It's all about the structure. That son of a bitch is laughing his ass off today. Trust me, every United hater is just loving this because we are miserable because they recognize that the club is going nowhere because these are the signs of a clueless ownership. They kept a manager on when they should have fired him. They hired a guy who they should never have hired, right? They paid 3 million to get him out. They paid 3 million to sack him. They spent 6 million on him. Then they promoted a guy who was clearly not ready for the job, right? Who also did not agree with the style of play of the manager that they hired, who was hired before this guy was made director of football again. So two key decisions made on the manager within the 6 month span, both made without the presence of a director of football, made by Sir Jim and Brailsford and Barada or whoever the hell I don't know. Then Barada, when this call is being made, they don't listen to the director of football. They listen to the CEO, who has no business influencing the football matters to this extent. He says that let's go and hire Ruben Amorim. And now 14 months later, when they have bought 4 or 5 players for him at most, if you count Aiden Heaven, that is, they haven't they hire a guy who plays a completely different system to the way the club is used to playing and what the squad is built for. The squad, let's be honest, was always built for a 4-2-3-1 counter attack. They got Mbumo from a counter attacking team, Brentford. They got Cunha from a counter attacking team, Wolves. They got Sheshko. The only player who I think was capable of playing this game was Sheshko because he comes from a transition team, Leipzig. So all of these series of cluster fucks that have been conducted by these people, right, all have led us to this moment where Darren Fletcher is in charge of United against Burnley. And let's not remember this whole circus started 3 years back in November of 2022, when the Glazers said that we want to sell a stake. We are open to getting external investors. 7th of November or 8th of November 2022. It's been 3 years since then, and I would argue we are in a worse position after 3 years. This is the worst position that any top flight club has been in, and I'm counting the sorts of Derby County. I'm counting the sorts of Wolves who are about to be relegated this season. This is worse than Liverpool's 30-year decline, right? The 30-year gap before they won another title. Because let's remember, football is moving so fast now. It's moving twice as fast. You could say in 15 years, we are already there. If we go 15 years without a title, which it looks like it will, it'll be just as bad as Liverpool going 30 years without a title in the 90s and the noughties.
Because
It doesn't even look like
they didn't have the
we are
financial
working
might.
towards something good. It doesn't even look like we're working towards something good. What are we working with? We're working with Darren Fletcher. This is not a strategy. This is not a coherent strategy, guys. I work in the film industry. I know how sets are constructed. You tell the set decorator, and within 30 minutes, he has to come up with something. He uses everything short of sweat and white paper tape and his own spit. It's called thuk patti ka kaam, if my Indian brothers understand what I'm talking about. That's what this is. It's all make believe, just like a film set. Nothing is real. These people are not serious, to quote Logan Roy. They're not serious people. And at least he was kind enough to say, I love you, but you're not serious people. I can't even say I love you to these idiots. My God, they're such big idiots, dude. Like, there's one such thing as, in India, they say, apne pair pe kuladi maar lena, which is you take an axe to your own leg and you chop it off. But then there's something worse than that. It says kuladi pe kudna. It means to jump on the axe. So you're not even doing it accidentally. You're shooting yourself in the foot. And this is like the equivalent of shooting yourself in the head.
Alex says, does anyone here actually believe any other coach would do better than six with this current squad? No, dude, that's the thing, right? When the beauty and the pain in football is that you can't compare two things and know exactly what the result would have been, right? Like, oh, what would Shearer have done if he played for United? We don't know, right? What would have happened to United? Would we have won more titles or less titles if Shearer came to United? Would we have been better if Beckham hadn't been sold? If Jaap Stam hadn't been sold, right? Maybe Mourinho doesn't win those titles in that time period. We don't know. So to say, could another manager have come in and done better than Amorim? We don't know. But at the same time, I can make a pretty damn good guess. Excuse me. And I don't think there's another manager that could have managed something here and made a difference. Sedan says, I can't support this management now. Club ain't no more. Imran says, Fletcher's not winning a single game. I promise you. Jin 21 Boy says, this is football heritage, as what Mourinho said. No, I mean, absolutely. I mean, every single manager has a right to be. No, Alex, I'm saying, I'm agreeing with you 100%. I'm agreeing with you. The point is that based on everything I've seen, any other coach, I think there's a chance if some coach just plays counterattacking football that we could finish better, and then in a different season maybe some of the goals go in, and where they didn't go in this year, right? So we could have a different position that we're in. Sean says, you guys want to know how the manager merry-go-round will go? We'll hear leaks of Nagelsmann, Tuchel to keep people optimistic, but they'll settle on Glasner. Sean, I think it's worse than that, bro. I think they're going to go get McKenna. They're going to go get even Carrick. Carrick was here, right? Carrick knows the club. He knows the DNA. And this I go back to this, Rishi. Is this what Paul Scholes wanted? Is this what Gary Neville wanted? Seriously? Because somewhere I do believe they're still fans of the club. I mean, there's no way you win 11 titles with United, 11 Premier League titles, and sit there saying, I want us to lose. I want us to be in a bad situation. Because there are other ways to make yourself look good, right?
Can I say something controversial, which I've thought for a long time, but I guess this is as good a time as any to. These guys are club legends, but I sincerely believe that they've got nothing up here. You know how Mourinho said that one game after Luke Shaw played well, he said it's because I was shouting at him from the sidelines. Dude, I think Sir Alex made these people better than they actually are. I know Scholes could land a ball from 80 meters on a sixpence. He could land the ball on a sixpence. But actually, what the hell to do on a pitch and how to play the game and the mental side of things, dude, I think it was Sir Alex. I don't think these people have the career they have. They're playing for a Rafa Benitez or someone like that, right? Or whoever was Terry Venables or whoever was like a popular coach in the 90s. I think they have nothing up here because the kind of stuff they do is so dumb, dude. It is so dumb. You look at a player like Javi or you look at a player like Javi Alonso. Dude, they're so well spoken, they're so smart, they're so composed. They're actually doing well for themselves. And these guys are out there shaming, like ruining their legacy, bringing shame to their own fan base, actively destroying the manager and the project that they're trying to build. And not a single one of them has pointed a finger at Jim Ratcliffe. Not a single one of them. Now I don't even feel bad for Gary Neville when people underrate his career. I don't even feel because dude, I actually think that Mika Richards under Sir Alex would have been a better player than Gary Neville. It was all about that man. It was all about that man. All of these guys are absolute idiots. You see the shenanigans that these people have. Dude, you know I love Ryan Giggs. I absolutely love him, dude. But how the hell can I defend him not getting into the Premier League Hall of Fame when you look at the kind of shit he's pulled off the pitch? He was my first United kit, by the way. My first United kit was a Ryan Giggs shirt. And the shame that these people are bringing to the club off the pitch, forget what they do in their personal lives, but the moment they open their mouth to yap, and this whole thing about like you can't tell me you're a serious person when you look at the team that has been put out and call it a back five. Gary Neville sitting there and taking that shit from Spitty J. He's sitting there and listening to him talk about a back five over and over, and none of these people want to correct him. Oh, he said 6 titles instead of 11. Yeah.
Can I be honest, Rishi? I think there's a good chance Gary Neville knew this information before it came out.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
And there's a good chance he gave it to Carragher, and Carragher sitting there talking ill of a dead man before he's dead.
Yeah, it's pretty possible, yeah.
So I'm just, I still can't believe it. Like I still can't believe we're here. This man is gone. The most honorable guy you want to lead into a battle type of manager. And those people that talk about like, you know, some people say, so what? You know, we should sack managers. That we should get rid of them. So what? Alex says, regardless of whoever the next coach manager is, the football hierarchy have to rebuild the squad. That's non-negotiable if they're serious about Project 150. Any coach will struggle with the current squad. Alex, but that's so obvious. That's the reason I didn't want him sacked. And I'm gonna go on the record, guys. And this is nothing. I'm not like manufacturing anything. You go watch the videos I made when Ten Hag was here. And I didn't want Ten Hag to get sacked. Right? And I know that sounds crazy with all the stuff that we know now, but at the time, based on the information that was available, I didn't want him to get sacked because I didn't see what benefit it would give us by the end of the season. Like last season, we finish higher if Ten Hag is just here. Right? Okay, all the shit that we benefited from in terms of the bomb squad being gone, et cetera, like those benefits we wouldn't have gotten. And I'm still glad we did it eventually, but it was a knee-jerk reaction back then to first give him the contract, then to sack him. And now we're looking at Amorim getting sacked. I mean, I still can't believe it, man. Amorim has been sacked.
Red Rebellion LFC made a very interesting chat. He said that your fan base has been programmed to believe that chopping and changing managers is the right way of running a club. It's not even about Amorim. And he's right.
Yeah,
he's
he says it's
absolutely right.
clearly not working having a new manager each season or two. It's
Why
true. I
else do
mean,
you think people are asking for Amorim to be sacked within 10 months since the beginning of the season?
oh, dude, they were asking for him to be sacked once we lost the Europa League final.
Yeah.
I think the fan base was lost after the Europa League final. How much does
Yeah.
the Amorim sack cost? I think like 6 million, 10 million. No, it's 2 years worth
It's
of salary,
10,
right?
it's
Right.
a year and he had 18 months left on his contract, so it's 10 million pounds.
Sean says if a guy like Amorim, so convicted in his mission, lost all faith in the club management, how bad do you think the real picture is? Sketchmaster 23 says Amorim laughing his way to the bank. No, I'm sure. I think this is something that is probably pleasing him at this point because he's finally done, right? He's out of the toxic relationship. Flight
I want
video
to read.
says this channel is
Sorry,
the only voice of reason. Yeah, go for it.
I want to read what Alex has said. He says, "I'm now looking beyond the coach because until one has a squad they can utilize to mount a title challenge, they will all struggle. The sporting director has to rebuild. It's on Wilcox." But Alex, the question is, do you even trust Wilcox to get that right? The kind of players that he's been putting up for us to buy, Tyler Dibling. What was he going to do? 18-year-old Tyler Dibling. He's not pulling up any trees at Everton, right? The names that you see coming up again and again are Manu Kone, Conor Gallagher. Are these the players that are going to help us mount a title challenge? These are names from 2 years back, from the summer of 2024. Manu Kone was shopped to us in 2024 when he first moved to Roma from wherever he was in the Bundesliga. So if you say it's on Wilcox, absolutely it is on the sporting director. But has he shown any background in taking sound decisions? That's the point. I I guess you've matured to a certain stage because you're a father as well. So you're looking at the end game and you're like, okay, Wilcox is going to stay here. So it's all on him. But why is it on him? That's my question. Like, why are we reduced to having to depend on inconsequential, incompetent, non-serious people? And if you look at Darren Fletcher's appointment, by the way, Darren Fletcher was appointed as technical director on the same day. You know why Darren Fletcher even has links to this team? Is because he was appointed as technical director along with John Murtaugh, and a lot of journalists covered this back then when Murtaugh was announced as director of football. They said they wanted to sell Darren Fletcher and Murtaugh as a combo package, so that Murtaugh as director of football would be more digestible to us. That was their reasoning. Darren Fletcher is just the pretty ribbon that they tied on the ugly present, that is John Murtaugh, and we all know how that turned up. Now, Murtaugh got fired, and after Murtaugh was fired, Darren Fletcher still has a job. He's been technical director. I don't know if Amorim was asked or Ten Hag was asked, what does Fletcher do? And he said, I don't know. He does something. I'm not sure what he does. I don't know who it was, but it was one of these two, Ten Hag or Amorim. And after Darren Fletcher was relieved of his duties as technical director, he was made academy manager or head of the academy. Then he was made under 18s coach. This dude is such a company man. He's managed to like stick through this whole shit show. Like, tell me a place where you see 13 years of mediocrity and there are still people from back in the day. Dude, I'm just gonna count the number of managers that Luke Shaw has survived. Louis Van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right? You throw in the interim Michael Carrick. Then you have Ralph Rangnick. Five. I'm moving on to my second hand now. Uh, Eric Ten Hag, Ruud van Nistelrooy, and Ruben Amorim. He's on Darren Fletcher. He's on the ninth manager now. And if we hire an interim dude, it's going to be a 10th guy, interim or permanent or whatever, if Darren Fletcher is let go at the end of the season or after the Burnley game or whenever. 10 managers, dude. That man has survived 10 managers. What are the odds of this level of incompetent squad management? Like, Dude, I think Shailen was right that very soon there's going to be, in a couple of years, there's going to be a Sins of 2025 video. Like, is it a recurring series like Stranger Things?
Dude,
We
what do
come
you
out with a season
hold
every
on,
couple of
hold on.
years.
What do you mean couple of years? We're doing it live.
Yeah, no, dude, but it's not over yet.
No,
It's not
this
over
is
yet.
it.
We could have Southgate, dude. We could have Southgate, and we'll be updating the video again.
No, but like we're in 2026, so sins of 2025 have been done. That's my point.
Yeah, there's more reports that have come out from, I think it's in the Telegraph. People are talking about how Amorim was on board with going for Sheshko and improving the forward line. All these leaks from the club are going to come in now. You just wait and watch. It is absolutely, it's just mind-boggling, man. Like how stupid can you be? Like, what has Wilcox done to prove to you that he is capable of making good decisions for this club? He was negotiating a contract for Harry Maguire, by the way. And after now, those news of those negotiations have died because he's been injured for the last 2 months. There was news, if you remember, that they might extend Casemiro's deal if he's willing to take a pay cut. These are not serious people, dude. They delayed the signing of a goalie till deadline day after watching the horror show that these two idiots were putting out, Onana and Binder.
But Rishi, can I just say something? Um I think the offer meetings between the Glazers and Ineos and Qatar must have just been a case of Glazers finding somebody that could be worse than them, right? Because they're like, okay, if we bring these guys in, they're gonna make us look better.
No, but the
Not
Qatar
because,
thing was a straight sale, right? The Qatar thing was a straight sale, so they would have been out of the
but
picture,
that's what I
taking their
mean.
money to the
So
bank and
once,
that.
so
Yeah.
Qatar would have made them look worse because they would have sold the club and their legacy would have been in the mud. Whereas you give Ineos another 2 years, maybe the lunch lady is in the midfield. Rom3739 says we are gonna be fine. This guy must be the guy that handles the nuclear codes.
He's way too cool, bro.
You're talking about bloody lineups as if he had better options. I mean, the comments are going crazy. We have like 1,500
Yeah,
comment live chat comments already. The
yeah.
surprising fact is that we won 2 trophies under Ineos with all the shit show happening. Was the first Ten Hag trophy Ineos weren't here, right?
Ineos wasn't here. The second one, Ineos had
The
just
FA Cup,
gotten
yeah.
in, and they
Yeah.
hadn't even signed anyone. So I don't know how you can put the FA Cup on Ineos, because if you remember the pictures, Brailsford and Jim Ratcliffe weren't too happy when we won. They looked tense. They were like, we were going to use the excuse of losing a final to sack this guy, and now we have to keep him in charge, dude. If that picture hadn't worried you, if that picture hadn't worried you, that when we won a trophy, the owners are looking worried. If that hadn't worried the fan base about the state of this ownership, I don't know what else would have. We should have been alarmed right then. We couldn't do anything because the sale had been ratified. But
People are
the dude will.
people are saying watch Kobe is all healthy now. Mainu's gonna be back from injury tomorrow. Now Mainu's gonna start every game. We're gonna play 4-2-3-1. It's gonna be
Yeah,
Casemiro, Mainu, and Bruno.
right. Andy,
Um,
I need to hop off now. There's some work that needs to be attended to. So
okay.
sorry for abandoning you in this hour of need, but I hope the 400 or odd people who are watching this live will be good enough company. I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
Guys, please like the stream if you haven't already. Andy's up at 5 a.m. trying to help all of us process this. I'm still in shock, dude. Like my anger should be here, and I'm not able to take it there. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I've given up. This is not me, right? Like I should be like way more animated and angry.
No, there's 7 stages of grief.
Yeah, I'm still in shock and disbelief. Okay, I'm gonna go
All right.
now. I'll see if I
See ya.
can join back if you're still live. Yeah,
Okay. See ya. Bye.
yeah. Bye, guys.
Guys, this club is finished. This club is beyond finished. We're so finished. Like I don't even have a metaphor or analogy to give you guys how finished we are. Like I actually think if you guys watch American sports at all, like we're gonna be like the Dallas Cowboys. Last time the Cowboys won anything was like in the 90s, I believe. I don't even follow American football, right? But I just know about these storylines. And it's finished. I don't think we're gonna come back. Oh yeah, if someone knows Ruben Amorim's contact information, I'll send him the StreamYard link. Let's have a chat with Ruben Amorim. I'm serious. Jim said 3 years or something along those lines. Yeah, so apparently they had a fight with Wilcox, and it was done from day one. Sorry, I'm just finishing my apple there. If you hear me chewing like a freaking oh, we got some fireworks in the chat, guys, because Shant is here.
Sorry about being unable to be on camera, guys. It's 4 o'clock in the morning when I got
Oh,
the news.
I hear you, bro. I'm gonna have to. I have some music to face as well after I'm done with this. If you know what I
Oh,
mean.
I know, but and I'm also keeping quiet as I have a full family in my house, so
Yeah.
I'm a little bit I'm a little bit muted, but yeah, this is a decision that I think shouldn't be taken so lightly, regardless of whatever manager bounce that will occur or a backwards type of justification for this decision. I think you have to look at how this decision marks the utter incompetence and failure of Ineos as a sporting group, of the Glazers as blood-sucking vampires, and unfortunately, the failure of us fans for tolerating this type of standards reduction over the course of decades. And I'm just absolutely beside myself. It's not because Ruben left, and I totally understand people wanting Ruben out. I get it. The results were not great. He was extremely rigid in his ways, but it's a much more telling picture that this was their guy. My faith in their decision making is at an absolute low point. It would be, in fact, I think every decision they make is the wrong decision. They are a good counter signal as to how a club should be run. So
No,
that's where I'm
I'll
at.
go a step further, dude. I think if if they brought in Luis Enrique, I wouldn't be supporting the decision
Yeah.
because they're probably going to sack him in 2 years.
Yeah. I think the issue is also that y- sorry guys, I'm trying to choose my words very carefully because I expended a lot of energy um, after the Leeds match because I could see the writing on the wall. Um, this is a dark day for this club. I, I will go so far as to this club will not win the Premier League in our lifetimes. And we just have to accept that. If you're okay with supporting a club that will be in the perpetuity of how Liverpool was in the 2000s, that's fine with me. I personally have abandoned my fandom and I have complete and utter apathy towards this club until the Glazers are gone and Ineos are gone. This is not a real club. The globalization of football has caused this, that we are an attractive commercial asset and one that will attract the worst actors in the world to try to justify pointless, stupid decisions made by people who are playing make-believe and pretend that they know what they're doing. This is absolutely abhorrent, what they've done to our club.
I'm trying to get Alex Raha onto the call here.
Yeah, you should get somebody that's a little bit more optimistic than I am.
No. We need real fan reactions. I'm not looking for fake shit.
Well, I mean, and the thing is, I've supported my local club in other sports. And at that same point where there was a deterioration between trust in the fans and integrity and intent on putting out the best sporting options on whatever court or playing field that they had, I accepted when I do not recognize the club that is in front of me, I remove myself from the sport. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm at a point where I do not recognize the decisions that are being made by the people in the hierarchy. And I also believe that the intake of these new fans, the toxicity, the absolute just state of the media cycle in which there is absolutely zero room for this is not an environment for anyone to take over. The only way that this would work is if we somehow okay, I'm stammering a little bit, but City have 115 charges. Chelsea sell their own assets to themselves. All of these clubs, Barcelona pull levers, they are all dishonest actions, but at the end of the day, what that has done is given them a competitive advantage to field the best quality players on the pitch, break certain type of wage structure limitations and guardrails, and allowed them to put out the most competitive teams out there. We are under this type of moral, what's the word? Like virtue signaling that we run this club better than any other teams, that we do things the right way. This is the right way. If this is the right way, then the whole Premier League is corrupt.
Yeah.
And then the way that these just evil profit-seeking losers in the form of billionaires come in and absolutely just they take advantage of the emotional attachment, the religion that is Manchester United. Like, you guys don't understand how bad this is. You guys know Ineos aren't done with this club. They're still here.
This also signals to me that a full sale to a third entity is highly unlikely. What's more likely is that Ineos just purchased the whole thing, and then we're even more screwed. Like, somehow we have found a way to go find a worse set of owners than the worst owners in the history of football.
Yep.
Alex, your thoughts?
I mean, I'm pretty shocked, to be honest.
You just pack your bags and leave because of this news? What?
Well, I was driving to work. I went and did my meeting and was like, what? And then the phone flashed up, and then it felt, you know how it is when you get a load of notifications on your phone. And then I turned on the radio, and BBC Sport were reporting it, and Ornstein had tweeted it, and I just thought, wow, like, wow. And I'm still in that, you know, I like City fan. I agree with a lot of what you've just said, and
That's
a lot
Sean,
of it.
by the way. That's Sean.
Cheers,
Yeah,
Alex.
Sean, you've made some really good points in Discord as well. So completely respect your opinion and what you said in the live stream. I mean, I was angry after Ten Hag went, thinking, why have you done this now? You could have done
So
it in
true.
the summer.
Same.
And
same.
I'm
So
looking
true.
at it. I'm
So
looking
true.
at looking at this now, thinking, why have you done this now? You could have done it at the end of the season. Like if Amorim had somehow dragged it to the end of the season and United had ended up in 10th or 9th and had no European football, I would have no problem with saying, yeah, get rid of him.
Completely.
It hasn't worked, right? It just hasn't worked. You can look at the results over the course of a full Premier League season and say it's not going to work. Fine. But the reality is, from a football point of view, yes, it's not pretty. Like I'm not a big fan of the football that he plays, and I'm not a fan of some of the results. And I'm definitely one of those who thinks, okay, they could be a little bit higher up the table if certain things had happened in certain games. And there were 3-4 opportunities at home at Old Trafford to win games and move into the top 4, and it didn't happen. But the flip side is this: after you've just finished 15th last season, you then say, okay, we want top 6. We're going to buy Premier League proven players. You look at it on the face of it and say, well, right now they're 6th. And I think a lot of fans don't totally understand what 6th, 7th, and 8th in the Premier League looks like. It looks like an inconsistent team, and that's what this team is. So if you're just talking about the football, you can say he hasn't failed, but he hasn't really succeeded either. It's somewhere in the middle. And then, as you've seen from some of the reports, it just looks like you've got a sporting director and a head coach who right now don't agree with each other. And the moment he's come out and said, I'm the Manchester United manager, my first thought was, hold on a minute. Like, the first thing I did was go and check the club statement when he was appointed, and it clearly says head coach. And my thought was, you'd only be saying that if there was something wrong. And now it's all come out about that this decision was made before Leeds, and Jackson said what he said.
Sorry to interrupt, but I've just been approached by Stats Perform to do an interview now that Ruben Amorim has been sacked.
Wow.
Mate,
is that Opta analyst?
Yep, that's Opta.
Okay, guys, let's so right now?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say, guys, go head over to Opta.
No, I hear you though, because things seem to happen right away with this club, right?
That's amazing news, man.
They've messaged me. I just had a look to make sure the domain is not like fake.
Yeah, guys, just for reference, Opta Analyst and Stats Perform are the official Premier League provider of all the data to all the Premier League clubs. So I think we should all wish Andy congratulations of this wonderful approach, because there's more validation of that. This community, these fans, and unfortunately pessimists and people like me who are really suffering right now have
it's not. Listen, I'm also maybe jumping the gun. Let's make sure that something happens.
Okay, guys. I just want to say our lovely Indian host has been scammed by somebody that has been spoofing under the Stats Perform. Serve this as a reminder that
Alex,
you guys should always check domains. Well?
Alex, are you?
I am. My family. My family are all from India. I was born and raised in the UK, but
which part of India?
Most of my family are in West Bengal. They're in Kolkata, but the cousins are all over the place now. Pune, Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai. So yeah, I go back when I can. But and a few of them are United fans as well, and they've been messaging me this morning.
Shaylin, bright and early, 7:30 in the morning.
No, bless you, man. You're muted.
Maybe your mic isn't connected or something.
Can you hear me now? Sorry about that.
Yeah, go for it.
Go ahead, Alex. Finish your point.
I was just going to say, I think I made the point in the chat, and I think this is my coping mechanism with this, because I kind of thought, if Amorim gets sacked, what's it going to achieve? That was the question I was asking myself a few weeks ago, but wasn't expecting it to happen today, especially after that Leeds game. But I think my coping mechanism is going to be this, and I'd recommend it for any United fan who's been long suffering, or including those who might not have even seen the Ferguson era and seen the glory days and have had to deal with everything that's happened afterwards. Don't look at the coach so much now. Don't look at Darren Fletcher now for the rest of the season. Look at the players and look at the hierarchy, because whether you like it or not, it doesn't really matter who the coach is. You got to kind of wake up and just smell the coffee a bit and accept this current squad isn't really good enough to compete. It might, on a whim, be good enough to get top 4 at some point in the future. But even if it got that far, do you genuinely believe it's good enough to compete in the Champions League? Go and look at what United did in Ten Hag's second season in the Champions League. Go and look at what happened. And then ask yourself, is this squad good enough? Because I think we all know the answer to the question that I'm getting at. The rebuild of this squad still kind of needs to happen. And yes, maybe 1 or 2 bits of it have improved. Like, you can argue the forward line is better, but until you sort out the engine room, until you sort out midfield, until you have people in this squad who can A, drive it forward to a next level, and B, are not damaged goods mentally, because I'm looking at players like Shaw and Dalot now thinking, you've been through that much pain and you've got that much PTSD. Are you really going to be able to turn it around? Because I don't believe that anymore. I just look at it and think,
no,
that's
but Alex,
the level that needs to happen. And it could take ages, like what Sean said. Yeah.
May I present a worse scenario to you? We're going to go through the season, get some wins, because we're going to start playing counterattacking football again. It's not quite going to be Darren's at the wheel, but, something, right? We might bring in Southgate. We might bring in Kieran McKenna. We might bring in Michael Carrick, because I think they're looking at Chelsea. Somehow this club has looked at Chelsea's effed up situation and said, hold my beer. Right? Because we're now looking worse than a club that's been pantomime for 3 years. This is like looking at a trash can that's been on fire for 3 years and saying, let me just burn my house down.
Yeah.
I mean, if we were going to use that analogy, I'd come back and say this much, right? And I am no Chelsea fan, by the way, right? But I would say at least they have recruited. They have put, you can question the level of the recruitment and whether they bought the right players or not, but they have turned over a squad. They have spent a lot of money to bring in a lot of players, and then said to a coach, said to Maresca, find a way to make it work. Whereas I don't think United have that luxury, because you've got owners who, in 20 years of the Glazers, have never put a single penny of their own money into the club. And like, to go back to what Sean was saying earlier about being a commercial club, at some point in time, the product that you're selling, this, like Manchester United Football Club, the product has been in decline ever since Ferguson went. And the product is getting to a point where you're going to turn around and say, it's damaged goods. So at some point in time, you've got to come up with something new, or you've got to rebuild the product. And rebuilding the product, in my view, is rebuilding the squad. It's got to be football first. I mean, think about what Ratcliffe said when he first came in. Think about what he said, what Rishi said. He said in that interview about giving Amorim time. Think about what Wilcox said about a game model, and then look at today and think, WTF. That, like, my view is just WTF.
I mean, your points are so salient. And it provides perspective too, because we have just a plethora of fans all across the globe that have joined for all separate reasons, and that have had all different worldviews when they perceive what is Manchester United. And the eldest of us know that this is a substantively different club than what we grew up in. And then some of that is due to the modernization. When Fergie joined in the 80s, he had much more control over club operations, actions, who was in the medical department, who was running scouting. That was all Fergie. So in all traditional senses, he was the manager. So even, and as an ardent Amorim supporter I am, even the assumption that Amorim would have that much control over the club is a bit naive, because the club has grown in such a large manner that that job is just too much for one individual to do. Just feasibly, that is too much. So
Totally
let me break down to you what best-in-class decision-making looks like. And you tell me. You keep a manager after openly canvassing that you're looking for new candidates across the media on for longer than you expect. And then you spend £200 million behind him in that subsequent summer. Then you go ahead and you decide to remove a sporting director that was arguing against bringing in the current manager that you have just sacked, right? And you recognize, and you have said publicly before, your ownership has said this before, that this is a best-in-class sporting director, and he's rated 10 out of 10. Then you go ahead, and what you do is you go get a head coach that you know is fixed to a specific formation and fixed to a specific style of play, which does not suit the original squad. And by the way, this is after 100 days that you've been here and have reviewed the existing situation at the club and go, you know what, we need to throw everything out and turn it all around. Then you go ahead and you say, listen, we're not going to necessarily get you every single position it is that you want because we're financially constrained. You look to, I guess, I don't even know. You look to not back him fully, recognizing that there are issues, and then say, you know what, why don't you go out there and then do the best job that you can? And then once you realize, and it becomes extremely apparent to you, that the tactical inflexibility is just going to be there with this manager, you go ahead and you sack him. That is what best-in-class decision-making is considered.
Okay, so the stats perform thing was real. I'm gonna go give the interview now with the editor there, and I gotta go tell my wife as well. And hopefully, I'm not. I think the club has woken me up, so that there's that. But anyways, guys, we have to wrap up the stream. Thank you guys for joining. Appreciate everybody for being here. And we'll potentially see what happens from here moving onwards. But yeah, thank you guys for your time, man. Especially you guys, John, to go get some sleep.
Cheers, guys. Cheers, everyone. Thank you guys for all joining.
Yeah, we'll see what happens throughout the day. But anyways, this has happened, and we'll go react.
Like and subscribe, folks.
Please do that. Please. Bye.